Looking to you, looking there.
You're beginning that.
Well, where I have to
You
look?
can look at me.
Look at you.
or
Okay.
there.
Okay.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 코리아 헤럴드 김다슬입니다. 저희 헤럴드 디자인 포럼 2017 오픈 라운지 세션에 오신 여러분을 환영합니다. 네, 지금 제 옆에 나와 계신 분은 이탈리아의 디자인 거장이시죠. 클라우디오 벨리니 씨와 함께하고 있습니다. Welcome, Mr. Bellini.
Thank you.
Say hello to Korean fans.
Hello to everybody. I'm so happy to be here at this wonderful event, the Herald Design Forum, that has been very, very interesting and very well organized, with a lot of nice speakers and a great parterre. I saw many students and politicians and entrepreneurs, so I think it's quite interesting to have the opportunity to be here and to discuss together what about the future of design.
네, 벨리니 씨 이번 포럼에 와서 많은 학생들과 또 많은 또 CEO분들과 전문가들과 또 건축가분들과 함께해서 매우 영광이었고 즐거웠다고 말씀해 주셨습니다. 그럼 본격적으로 질문을 물어보게 될 텐데요. As I've seen from your products, it's very obvious that you were inspired by nature, environment, such as grasshopper, flowers, and even whale. And I was just wondering what makes it so attractive and what was so interesting to find that to make it into your product.
You know, I'm inspired by life in general. So that means by people, traveling, culture, different culture. Of course, also the world of nature is our first origin for inspiration. No? And so it's not, the process is a bit different. You know, sometimes when I start with a new vision for a new product, there are many thinking, many inputs, and then you come out with something, and then quite easily, if I have to prepare a presentation or something like that, I could find a good reference in the natural world. That's why I'm using the grasshopper, just to show the energy that is in this kind of small animal that is ready to jump up like a bit my chair with this design where the legs and everything is designed in such a kind of way to show a dynamic attitude.
여러분들 아시다시피 벨리니 씨의 이제 제품들 중에는 자연과 동물을 형성한 제품들이 많이 있는데요. 뭐 메뚜기를 형상한 거나 아니면 꽃, 그리고 심지어는 고래한테 영감을 받아서 만든 침대 디자인 등이 있습니다. 그래서 그런 거에 대해서 제가 어떤 부분이 그렇게 영감을 줬는지라고 여쭤봤더니 우리는 사람들은 자연으로부터 창조된 것이고 또 자연이 우리가 온 백그라운드이기 때문에 그거에 대해서 많은 생각과 고민을 하게 되는 과정에서 메뚜기와 같은 그런 작은 동물이 한 번에 도약을 할 때에 큰 에너지와 또 다이내믹이 있는 그런 모습을 보여줬을 때에 큰 영감을 얻어서 그것을 그분의 작품으로 또 제품으로 탄생시켰다고 합니다. So recently, what makes you, what are other animals or other nature or items that you are interested in?
But, you know, once again, we have to look at nature because nature is almost a perfection for us. But in my process, I'm not starting from that point. You know, when you have to start with a new project, it's almost a new adventure. You have to be very open-minded, and what I'm trying to do is to analyze what I could do designing a product to improve it, to give some more interesting features, something that could satisfy better the final user. And at the end, what we are doing is to try to interpret expectation of people in the current lifestyle. Of course, you know, we, all of us, we are looking for beauty. For beauty, that's from the beginning of humanity. And I think that is almost the role of designer, together with the company, because designer is not working alone, in my vision. As I told you in my speech, a product is the son, and you need a father and mother, and so is many people working together, and basically the designer and the company that make possible to born a new life.
벨리니 씨는 또 뿐만 아니라 그 작품을 디자인할 때에 어쨌든 파이널 유저, 결국은 그 제품을 이제 구매하게 되는 고객들에게 만족감을 주기 위해서 많이 고민을 한다고 하는데요. 일례로 어쨌든 제품의 아름다운 그 모습이 마지막에 구매하는 구매자들에게 어필할 수 있기 때문에 그러한 부분을 또 고려한다고 하고요. 또 방금 흥미로운 발언하셨던 게 디자인이란 엄마와 아빠 사이에 나온 자녀와 같은 역할을 가진다고 하면서 여러 가지의 융합적인 생각과 사고를 통해서 탄생되는 그런 것이라고 말씀해 주셨습니다. Let's move on to the next question. In your previous interviews, you said design with value is about timeless design, which is classic design. And you also mentioned the Riva 1920, the one you got inspired from the tree trunk you actually found in the Venice Lagoon?
Venice Lagoon,
yeah.
Correct.
And I was just wondering, what do you care about the most when using the natural materials or at least recycled materials when making into the product?
With this client, what I'm telling that as a designer, as a professional working around the world, of course we are many times forced to follow a design process that move in respect of many constraints that are the possibility to have a mass production, industrial production. You have to achieve a certain level of target cost and many others issues. With this company, I've been very lucky. I'm still working because we are working in a more free way, with freedom, because those is something that stay a bit between design and a piece of art. And that was a wonderful experience. I couldn't maybe explain so well right now, because without an image it's difficult to translate the meanings. But of course at that time we could use unique material like solid wood, and in a poetic way. And every time it's possible, of course I'm happy to do that. But using also pure natural material, many times we have to take care, because we have to respect our word. And so today there is such a huge demand of new products, so many products. So I think it has to be used sometimes when you can for very small production, but possibly when we move on mass production we have to use more products that are saving a bit more our word, because we couldn't use solid wood every time or something like that. That's why recycled material are welcome, and as soon as we can we use it. Sometimes it's not so easy, but is a part, of course, every time of the research when we are designing something new, how we could do something nice, beautiful, in respect of requirements, request, expectation of our potential client, but saving our word. Yeah.
제가 여쭤봤던 질문이 벨리니 씨의 가장 유명하고도 고전적인 작품이죠. 그 리가 1920라고 해서 콘솔 테이블이 있는데요. 베니스 콘솔 테이블이 있는데 그게 바로 실제로 라군에서 곤돌라에 사용된 나무 줄기를 재사용된 제품이기도 한데요. 이렇게 자연 그런 매테리얼 이용한 작품을 사용할 때에 어떤 부분에 가장 치중을 하시는지 여쭤봤는데, 아무래도 디자인 프로덕트라는 것이 대량 생산되는 경우도 있고 또 시장에 나갔을 때 그 가격을 맞추는 데에 대한 어려움도 많이 있는 경우가 있는데요. 그럴 때를 제외하고는 이제 최대한 자연적인 제품들 그리고 자연적인 매테리얼을 사용해서 제작하신다고도 하고요. 일례로 디자인 그리고 예술품 두 개 사이에서 고민을 하실 때도 있는데, 어쨌든 간에 그 매테리얼, 그 디자인 제품을 제작한 그 매테리얼을 최대한 존중하면서 우리 지구를 살리는 방법을 존중하면서 제작을 염두한다고 하시네요.
What make the difference designing something? What make the difference between maybe a design product or a simple product, a commodity? A product, a nice product, a product that people recognize as a desirable product, has to have an identity, has to have a soul, has to touch you in a particular way, because a part of the function that has a meanings, symbolic meanings. And that's, for example, is the case of Venice console, because you know the feeling of this memory of the story that is under this piece of design is telling you something more that goes over the function. And that is what I'm trying to do also when I'm designing a simple chair. A chair is a functional tools to sit down, but it's not enough. Why sometimes you feel a chair nicer, more interesting compared with others? Because of the design, the technique you have used, you work on a symbol, on a symbolic value of this element.
뿐만 아니라 또 디자인 프로덕트를 제작하실 때 염두에 두는 것은 그 프로덕트가 정말로 사람들이 갖고 싶어하고 또 정체성이 있고 또 영혼이 담겨있는 디자인인가를 고민한다고 하시는데요. 바로 이러한 베르니시의 철학이 다른 뭐 시장에 팔고 있는 대량 생산되는 제품들과의 차별점이라고도 볼 수 있겠네요. We all know that it's not your first time in Korea, right?
It's not my first time.
You've been here a lot of times, right?
Yeah, as you know, I started a cooperation with the Forces Group, South Korean group, that is own also the other brands, CDs and Illum. It happens almost, I think, 10 years ago, really? Something like that. Right. Of course, we started with a project and we start to get closer and closer to know each other better and better. And after some years of cooperation, we discovered that we could do something together quite interesting. So our cooperation moved from a single project to a long-term cooperation. And now we are working effectively on many projects. I move also from office furniture to domestic environment. And this is a very nice story because, you know, compare with the way we are used to work with our background, with our cultural background, and know-how in Europe and in Italy, I was a bit afraid at the beginning, moving in such a far country, such a different culture, how could be the capability to talk each other and to be mother and father, as I told you before. It took some time, but now I'm very, very happy because we are achieving a great result with what we are doing, and also in terms of the result on the market, we have a lot of success.
Can you give us an example of office? Well, we know that you design chairs for the office furniture, but what are some examples about the domestic furniture you make?
Yeah, the domestic furniture here in South Korea, I'm cooperating with Illum. Illum brand, and so I'm designing. I've been designing some bunks bed for kids, for example, a huge series that Herbie has been very popular, and now we are moving more in the living area. So many sofas, armchairs. A couple of those products are already on the market, but many others are now will be launched very soon. Dining area, dining table, dining chairs, and so it's a huge program. I think we are almost working right now on 15 new products together. And what we have done, you know, Korean market at the end is very sophisticated. I found it coming here many times a year. From the design point of view, you have a lot of expectation. Of course, we are now in a global world where the lifestyle is getting more and more common. No? We are looking for almost the same lifestyle, of course with difference that are depending from different cultural background. And so as an Italian designer with my sensibility and my background, I'm trying to bring to South Korea in Illum this particular Italian, Mediterranean touch in the living or in domestic furniture. And that has been really appreciated at the moment.
여러분도 아시다시피 벨리니시는 지난 10년간 또 한국 기업들과 여러 번 콜라보레이션 있었어요. 여러분 잘 아시는 퍼시스 그룹도 있고요. 또 일룸도 있죠. 이렇게 여러 가지 여러 한국 기업들과 콜라보레이션을 하면서 느꼈던 것은 처음에는 이태리에 있는 그런 디자인 감성을 어떻게 한국 고객들에게 전달을 할까 약간 두렵기도 했지만 아까 말씀하셨던 것처럼 엄마와 아빠의 협력을 통해 아주 좋은 디자인 프로덕트가 나오는 것처럼 그런 부분에 대해서 많이 고민을 하셨다고 하고요. 또 처음에는 퍼시스 그룹과 이제 오피스 가구에만 치중을 해서 프로덕트를 런칭을 하셨었는데 지금은 일룸과 또 함께 콜라보레이션을 하면서 또 아동용 침대, 또 뭐 소파, 의자, 그리고 또 조만간 그 주방 가구나 또 이제 거실에 놓는 가구도 또 찾아볼 수 있다고 하니까요. 저희가 기대해보면 좋을 것 같습니다. 또 이제 한국 마켓에 대해서 또 말씀을 하셨는데 한국의 가구 시장, 디자인 시장이 굉장히 세련됨을 갖고 있기 때문에 앞으로 또 그 이탈리안 터치, 이탈리안의 감성을 넣은 그런 가구가 어떻게 탄생하게 될지 매우 기대가 된다고 하셨습니다.
What we have been able with Illum to understand each other, that the problem is not to come here and to design a single sofa or a single armchair. No, to achieve that kind of lifestyle or Italian lifestyle, looking to Italian lifestyle, is important not to design a single element but to design an environment. So my cooperation is quite extensive in this sense because we are selecting together with a very young and efficient team which are the products, the items we have to design. We are taking care to colors, mood board colors to match together, materials, finishes, texture. That's is an amazing, very difficult work we started a couple of years ago, and we are now completing together. But you know, that's an important, very important part, because only when you have right material, right colors, right texture, right finishes together with a common language of what you fit in your living, you could achieve that result.
이렇게 이탈리안의 감성을 한국 가구에 넣는 것의 중요한 이유가 바로 벨리니 씨의 디자인 철학은 단순히 가구 하나를 이탈리안 스타일로 만드는 것이 아니라 한국 가구의 이제 환경을 이탈리안 리빙 스타일로 바꿔가는 데 있다고 하셨는데요. 색깔부터 뭐 질감 그리고 재료까지 모두 벨리니 씨의 이탈리안 스타일로 마무리를 하기 때문에 한국 가구와 또 이탈리안 터치의 조합이 아름다울 수밖에 없다고 하시네요. We know that your chair, stool chair, is out there for the auction.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How do you expect the price to be?
I think we select this one because I think it's a simple, smart element that you could desire to have at home or in the office. And what about the price? I don't know. Really, hopefully it moves up a lot.
오늘 벨리니 씨의 유명한 그 스툴 체어도 지금 옥션장에 나와 있는데요. 그 스툴은 정말로 어디에 갖다 놔도 잘 어울리는 조합이기 때문에 좀 높은 가격을 좀 예상하시는 것 같네요. I'd like to ask you about the fashion now. So your second wife, Laura Bellini, launched a fashion brand, fashion design. So it's very interesting that as your talk went, borderless design, so it's moving from furniture to fashion. How do you prospect that would change the design industry?
But, you know, it's a fact in the last year overall in Milano, but not only in Milano, that there is more and more a contamination. No? Design, art, fashion, all together. I'm lucky to live in a city that is worldwide recognized as a center for at least design and fashion, and so it's quite normal. And if you see during this year, many companies are looking to fashion and working together in some way, create some partnership and cooperation. So design today is something that is more and more what to consider with a very wide range of opportunities and possibilities, and moves really from something that we could call a kind of art to a more pragmatic production of product. In the middle you have a lot of different degrees of stories. And the story with Lara Bellini and my wife is in no? We could fit in this particular historical moment where fashion, design, and arts meet together. And, it starts like a joke a bit, nothing serious. But, Lara is passionate with fashion. I have a long history and background in design. And so at a certain moment we say, okay, why not? I'm fascinated about this story. You too. Why don't we join our capability, our talent, and we try to do something by ourselves? And so we started. It's a difficult story because this is no more just designing for a company, but you are trying to be a company yourself. And the fashion system is not a very easy place where you can get in. But we are working with a lot of passion. We definitely are achieving important results at the moment. And I'm not the stylist, I'm not the designer, but I'm participating with Lara, that is the major designer of the collection. But I feel me very attracted, happy to have this opportunity. Because in some way, in the fashion mood, you have a degree of freedom that you couldn't have designing products. And so I'm fascinated about that. The collection has to be renewed every 6 months. And it's a way to stay more and more connecting with people, with social changing, because that's the story of fashion, really.
벨리니 씨의 또 아내분께서 최근에 라라 벨린이라고 패션 라인을 런칭하셨거든요. 그거에 대해서 잠깐 여쭤봤는데 지금 벨리니 씨가 활동하고 있는 밀라노 같은 경우 디자인과 예술 그리고 패션이 아름답게 조화를 이루고 또 서로 협업이 굉장히 활발하게 이루어지고 있는 도시라고 합니다. 그래서 어떻게 보면 패션으로 디자인을 이제 표현하는 것이 처음엔 농담처럼 시작하게 됐는데 이렇게 지금 실제로 라인을 런칭해가지고 매 시즌마다 제품을 만들어내고 있고요. 또 디자인과 약간 다른 부분이 있다면은 이렇게 매 시즌마다 6개월마다 컬렉션을 런칭해야 되고 디자인을 해야 된다는 것이 굉장히 빠르게 돌아가고 재미있는 그런 경험이라고 또 말씀하셨고요. 이제는 패션이 예술과 또 실용적인 거의 중간에서 여러 가지 방법을 고민하고 있는 때이기 때문에 더더욱 주목되는 그런 업계라고 말씀을 해주셨습니다.
In some way, those activities also, designing and fashion, are not so far, because we are doing, of course, many times a year research for new materials, new way to do things, new techniques. And so what we are researching, for example, for fashion, sometimes could be easily used in a product, and vice versa. So that's also an efficient way to work.
There were many students, as you've seen before.
Yeah.
Any word of advice for the aspiring architects or designers or even fashion designers?
Mm-hmm.
The last comment.
So the advice for their career, for what they have to do. That is a question. That's a hard question. What we talk about today. So try to be yourself, to believe as much as you can in your dreams, in your vision. And that's, of course, is a good starting point. Then, for a young student, of course, it's not easy to feel confident with his passion at the beginning. And my suggestion is definitely to try to be a citizen of the world as much as you can. Today is so important. So if you have the opportunity to travel, to move around the world, to have experience of working around, is a very good thing. But today with the connectivity is available, you could really try to absorb, to pay attention what is moving on around the world. That is important. We have to feel all together. Okay, we are basing our formation on our own cultural background. That is important. You have to respect that for all your life. But that is not enough anymore. You have really to open your mind, look what is going on around the world. That, I think, would be very helpful to understand how our society, our world is moving. too, and so to be able to give with your design, with your vision, right answer to the contemporary people expectation.
네, 마지막으로 이제 디자인 쪽으로 공부하고 싶은 많은 학생들에게도 남기고 싶은 말씀이 뭐였냐면은 자신이 갖고 있는 일에 대해 자기 갖고 있는 꿈에 대해서 자신감을 갖고 그 열정을 유지하고 또 점점 세계는 넓고 빠르게 연결되고 있잖아요. 많이 여행도 다니고 그 연결성을 중요시하면서 많이 보고 경험하라는 아주 귀한 조언을 남겨주셨습니다. Mr. Bellini, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope to be invited another time and to have this occasion to share with you about the future, the concept about the future of design. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다.